Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba made a very powerful proclamation to the world. And that statement was, in this age of Kali Yuga, in this age that we live in now, he says, the hands that serve are holier than the, come on, finish this statement for me. Holier than the lips that pray. The hands that serve in the age of Kali Yuga are holier than the lips that pray. The world over-responded to this major phenomenon that we call an act of God that happened in Haiti. I take you back a few years when there was a similar occurrence in the Indonesian Ocean, where that earthquake or that earth movement, that crustal movement, resulted in a tsunami. And that tsunami caused and induced the natural phenomenon where millions of people would have lost their lives. And subsequent to that occurrence, we saw a similar response by the world, where devotees, wherever they got together in congregation, wherever they paused, whether they were traveling in a taxi, whether they were walking, whether they were working, and got the news of this major disaster, individually people would have paused and offered a prayer. In response to that tsunami in the southeastern Indian Ocean, we would have also heard many people saying, why is the world now paying so much attention? Because it's a single event that resulted in many people losing their lives. And the contrast was made. In Africa, every year, more people die of HIV/AIDS, die of hunger, as compared to those who died in the tsunami. And like this, the world, in responding to this major disaster that occurred over the last week, within the last week in Haiti, we are hearing similar utterances. Why? People in Trinidad, I've heard say, there are people who are suffering in Trinidad. Why shouldn't we take the money or gather foodstuff and clothing and find ways of helping them as opposed to helping those in Haiti? And to me, my friends, I find those comments most distressing. For me, I find it, in responding initially, there was hunger when I heard those comments. But eventually, having asked my God for guidance, I responded with pity. I responded thinking that if those individuals would have known better, maybe they would have said or done better. And today I ask you, we started our service this morning by offering a prayer. And we did so continually in finding different ways of sending and channeling positive energies to those hearts who are suffering, those individuals who are dealing with problems and trials based on the loss, the death, their traumatic experience within the last week. Last Sunday, we sat here and we performed worship. And there are those who would have done the similar thing in their country. And within 48 hours of their sitting in congregational worship, many people sit on a Sunday for their worship. And within 48 hours of their worship, today in reflection, they cannot even contemplate sitting in communion where God is concerned. Their immediate concerns are, why God, why have you inflicted such negativity on my family? Today, there are children walking on the streets of Haiti without a parent. There are parents who are walking on the streets without a home, not knowing where they will get their next meal from. There are those who are treating water, the basic commodity of water, as gold. And today I ask you, are we so removed from that situation that we think that we cannot, in our lifetime, be subject to a similar situation and outcome? I've heard people say, God is Trinidadian, and I thank God for that. But based on the situations that are happening, I wonder if He's applying for a foreign visa. We are never always going to count our luck, and I call it that, our luck, as much as we have done in the past. Within this last week, the good Lord gave us a reminder. There was a shake of a 5, almost 5 on the Richter scale, earthquake happening on our southwestern border within the ocean. And there were some parts of Trinidad that felt that shake. Are we a people that forget? Are we a people that when we get the news of other people's distresses, are we so subject to feeling sorry and offering prayer in the moment? And within days that would go by thereafter, are we a people that could easily forget? Today, I ask you to reflect on Haiti. And I heard someone made a very powerful and maybe appropriate remark about that act of God. And the person said, Haiti is experiencing what is known as the repercussions of collective karma. Haiti would have been subject to what is known as the repercussions of karmic or collective karmic debt or collective karma. But today I ask you this morning to ask yourself, what is the opportunity? What is the opportunity in it for us today? Those of us who are sitting in Trinidad and Tobago, in this congregation, those who will be looking at this broadcast on the World Wide Web, I ask you this question: what is the opportunity for you today in reflecting on this havoc that occurred in Haiti? This morning I would like to share with you 3 opportunities. The very first, it is to be non-judgmental. And you would say, Barbs, what does that have to do with Haiti? You see, some people, when they define in commenting and making negative criticisms about Haiti, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, I've heard people say that it is based on some of the practices, black magic and voodoo. It is no secret, Haiti is known for this. And I've heard people say it is their negative karma, it is because of those actions they are facing the collective consequence of those actions. I've heard people say, and even comment on the internet, that based on the sacrifices, the animal sacrifices, and sometimes other human sacrifices that are performed, maybe they should find other ways of worshipping God. Today, I am soberly reminded that I wish not to be an individual that casts aspersions or judgment on those people. Whatever their karma is, whatever it is, like my own, I will deal with the positive and the negative consequences of my karma, and they too will theirs. But I ask you today, in reflecting on what has happened in Haiti, do not for a moment be judgmental about those individuals. They are hurting and they are in pain and they are in distress. And I ask the world over, I ask you here, the devotees, this morning, to do not be judgmental. Practice non-judgmentalism, that's a word, where it concerns other people who are in distress. You see, because of them, because of other people in distress, we have the opportunity to find and invoke the best in us. And how do we do that? The very first, it is by being non-judgmental.